What interests me is rhythm and how rhythm can express emotion, like music. And so when you're working with voice and with movement in terms of rhythm and bringing the two all together, then hopefully that's when something kind of magical happens.
Joe's co-conspirator and collaborator on the choreography is an amazing chap called Sidi Labi Chakwai, who's a resident choreographer at Sadler's Wells, who brings an extraordinary sense of movement to the piece and has worked very successfully with Joe.
Joe saw one of my performances in London, and he liked the approach, the physical approach. And I think he felt it resonated with his image of what the movie should be like visually. He wanted to make Anna Karenina kind of like a ballet.
I worked closely with Labi in terms of the choreography, and then the actors were required for a lot of rehearsal.
Working with Labi has been absolutely fascinating because it's not a world I know anything about. It's not how I express myself artistically. It is movement. I mean, yes, there are set pieces, there are the dance pieces, so they've all been Labified. And then there are these movement pieces, so the first sex scene between Anna and Vronsky is a piece of dance, but I don't know that it's what a lot of people would naturally go, oh yes, that's a dance. It's a choreographed movement piece.
It's been really fascinating to work on, and it will be like nothing else I'll ever do again or have done previously.
That's exciting. I mean, that's what I like about the work, is that it's also something in which you're in a constant dialogue with everyone.
The ball was always one of the great challenges for me because it's pure cinema. The physicality tells the story, there's practically no dialogue at all, and yet it's the sequence that starts the whole thing. And, you know, as with all big challenges, the key to it was preparation.
3 weeks of rehearsals and 3 days of shooting. I think it's about 50, 60 dances picked out for just the ball scenes.
Instead of it being what would be considered a normal waltz and a normal mazurka, again, Labi's sort of taken it to a whole new level, you know. So we got to work with a lot of his dancers who are completely phenomenal and do these incredibly complicated dance routines, which took us weeks and weeks and weeks and were absolutely exhausting, but really beautiful.
It's rare that dancing is filmed well. You need to understand it, you need to see how it moves, and you need sometimes to go further away or come closer in order to enhance the beauty of it. And so in that sense, I think Joe understands dance very, very well.
All movement, how I kind of, you know, drink my cup of tea is choreography, you know, but it's looking at it carefully and specifically. And all the actors I cast were generally actors who had experience in dance in some way or another. Keira's dance is extraordinary.
We did all feel like we were on Strictly Come Dancing at certain points, particularly when we had one spotlight on us, and me and Aaron didn't actually know that was going to happen, so we both just burst out laughing because it was 100% Strictly Come Dancing. But I think, again, because I'm not a dancer, it's not the way I express myself, so it was a completely extraordinary thing, suddenly understanding, after finally having got the moves in my head, that he was telling the story through the moves. And then again, you know, how Joe was shooting it, it suddenly became this sort of strange yin and yang thing.
You just notice that everything's flowing in a way that maybe movement doesn't normally flow within a film. And I think it's something that's actually rather wonderful, and particularly it speaks to the story, to this slightly fake world that Anna inhabits.